Laugh, kookaburra laugh, kookaburra gay, your lip was beep. Diddly did did. Hey Lav, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. It's been a bit. Enough, Molly. There we go. But hello. Gosh, why does my chat hate my chat box? Why does it hate me? Up. Where's my backup? Where's my backup chat box? There we go. Eh. That should work. It should, hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. Should I test it? Jeez. Do I show up? Yeah! Okay. So it does work now. But yes, welcome, Lav. Welcome to the live stream. How goes it? I don't know how many people are going to show up, because I don't know, I did a piss poor job of announcing this. Y'all excited for Everfree? Because I know I am. And I think I'm going to just have an Easter egg hunt for the server. Be like, meet me at Everfree. Won't show my face, but I'll just show the back of my outfit. And it's like, if you see me. Yeah, it just kind of popped up because we just went live. Oh, did it fix itself? Hold on. Yay, it fixed itself. Let's go. It fixed itself. But yeah, I just barely started. Oh, you're not going to Everfree? Aw, dang. I thought you were. At least that's like the last thing I heard was y'all's house was going to Everfree. I'll have to come over to Trot one of the maybe next year, who knows. My chair's poking me. I don't feel like it's a good thing for a chair to poke back. You did Babs Anthro and I'm doing Ciderfest in November. Oh, have fun. Yeah, I only have room for one con this year. A couple of my friends are trying to get me to go to OU. And it's a local, so I definitely could do it. I don't have the money to do it. Although I am happy that there is a local con that isn't like a Comic Con. Not that I don't mind comics, they're not horse related, so why would I care? I just but yeah. I think everyone might be. Oh wait, no, Karma should be on. sooner or later. Yeah, definitely not trot this year. Uh, who knows? Maybe I'll join at a different con one of these other years. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah. Off of me. There we go. That was a stuck little bugger. Why is there a pin in my seat? Like, literally, a pin. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, it's it's a lazy Sunday morning. That's what I'm going to say. Sleeping on a Sunday morning. There's what's about that put to see. Welcome, Karma. Welcome to the stream. One of these years we will finally meet in person. I know we've been planning this uh since since the second to last BronyCon, or no, it was the last BronyCon. We've been trying to meet each other since then. We still haven't managed to do it, and we just keep on missing out on cons that we've been to. Honestly, if Babs was any other weekend than Easter, I probably would have gone to Babs. Me and Drake? No, me and Lav. She's an old friend that I had back in high school. High. No, it was. I think it was. No, it was just after high school. Just graduated. We met on Equestria Amino, and then Amino promptly died. I always get confused with the timelines because I'm always like, no, I remember talking to Lav in junior high. And then I remember, no, I was working at my old junior high when when me and Lav were talking with each other. uh, which, that was an interesting job. I wouldn't mind having a job like that again. Especially now that I don't mind walking that much. Do you see the cause and effect? Well, let's see. I'm still on Tumblr, so Tumblr hasn't died yet. I'm on Furfinity hasn't died yet. It's tried, but it hasn't. Let's see. Twitter, yeah, that's dead. Yeah, sorry. Blue Sky's not dead. Um, just Discord's not dead either. I think that counts as a social media platform too. I don't know what other things happened. Just gotta have our paths aligned. Oh, 100%. Hondo. Oh, and I am in the middle of making another book eventually. Hopefully, summer's going to be nice to the rest of summer's going to be nice to me, so I can actually finish it by Black Friday. It's not Changeling of the Guard because it's not finished yet. I wouldn't want to do Changeling of the Guard before it's finished. That's for sure. Maybe I'll do one. Yeah, yeah, Kamra, you were asking me how I would split up Changeling of the Guard. I think I would split it up like this. If I could, I'd try and make it all the first book fit into just before the events leading up to the wedding, and then everything after would be a separate volume. Or if even that's too big, I'd have the first volume be up until uh, the time skip chapter, and then everything to the wedding is its own volume. Then everything after that's in its own volume. I'm going to try and keep it all in one book, though. They don't make bibble paper for nothing. You also start your new job tonight, like midnight. Congrats. I guess I don't know how you feel about working night shift. I enjoyed night shift. It's just it's just really hard working a night shift when you don't have like a long weekend to kind of make up for working night shift. Night shift at Domino's, perfect. Worked 4 days, had 3 days off, so that way I was able to zombie, family, friends in that order on those days. Put before the time, yeah, the time skip chapter would absolutely open the next book. Um, but then when I started working for the government, only 2 days off. I only have time to zombie and family or friends, not both. And so it just didn't work out nearly as well, even though I technically had more time during the week because I didn't work as often. So you just need those long weekends. And I have now I'm working more hours a week than I would like to admit, but I'm also and I only have two or in today's case 1 day off a week and still feeling pretty good. Welcome V. Welcome to the stream. Are these live streams chapters of the story? Well, I try and live read a chapter stream. Doesn't usually happen. Most of the time it just falls into podcasting, and that's about it. Also, welcome, Seth. You're not Metal Gear Solid enough to escape my notice. We distract him. Yes, I do have a bounty out to distract me. Been waiting months for a new chapter. I will have you know, you are in good company because I am halfway, or probably more than halfway, through editing uh, the Discord chapter. It's probably going to be up sometime in the next week if I can finish it today. That is my hope because I am as frustrated uh, with all the I am I'm as much, if not more, frustrated with the lack of progress on the chapters as you are. It will be done. Well, to be fair, checking the live streams after the episodes stopped coming out, or after the chapters are stopped coming out, it doesn't really work because I also stopped doing the live streams at the same time. Metal hooves and metal hooves solid, metal hooves solid. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sneaky. He could be definitely sneaky. But yeah, so we sometimes I sometimes reach chapters here. Most of the time it's podcasting. I remember a few live streams ago we just spent the entire live stream hammering out a classic 80s cartoon with Idle and Friends. Need to get back into chapters. Oh, I know. Summer's like the worst time for productivity, I swear. Especially when it comes to my job. Like, I'm hoping that I'm not jinxing myself by saying this, but the hope is that with uh, how much less work is in the winter, I'll be able to just keep on keep on releasing chapters, and be able to be so much more productive with my time. If not, well, this is kind of par for the course, honestly. But that's my goal. That's my goal. 10 months later, I finally decide to watch a stream. Yeah, fair enough. Honestly, I tend not to watch streams too much either, mostly because I just don't have time for them. People have them too long. They're like 4, 5, 9 hours, and I'm like, I don't have time for that. That's why I keep these nice and short into 2, maybe 3 hours, and then once a year, 4 hours. V should really write some spin-offs that helps, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, he has several. He has several spin-offs he could write, but he's stuck more on those than anything else, like Pony Point of View and, or I think that's what, no, Changeling Perspectives and There's Something About Mary. Other times it's just making me laugh with random ideas, like Idol, who's as the chocolatier, who's a normal chocolate maker, but everyone thinks is a super spy. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, uh, submerged dream. Which one would you like to go by, or just full submerged dream? I'll probably use a combination of both. So, yeah, the live streams barely started going forward again, mostly due to getting used to work. Because I thought I was used to work during the winter months. That does not prepare you at all for work in the summer months. But now I'm used to work in the summer months. Summer's almost over again, so that sucks. But but then I'll be able to do so much more. But yeah, we're currently in chapter 54, no, 56. Moonshine Down on Me. And for all the chapter, the funny thing is, Drake puts wordplay in some of his chapter titles that revolve around which chapter it is, and I'm absolutely going to ruin it because he never had chapter titles. So I had to make up chapter numbering from the beginning. So, and it's just too late to turn back now. So, nobody impersonates Celestia ever. The nice chapter is going to fall on chapter 67. I have 6 chapters to watch. Well, the thing is this is what I'm recording. This is what I'm recording right now. Current edits is the changeling of the guard. That's the Discord chapter. That is what's currently uh, being edited. So you have up until there. But yes, I am promising to release more chapters more often. It might not be back to my old schedule of twice a month, maybe once a month's more reasonable. Gosh, I just remember working so hard that in those early days, I would record a chapter, and then I'd record a chapter for 2 hours with y'all, and then I'd be at my computer, and then just immediately started editing that same chapter. Uh, not taking a break other than to refill water. I'd just sit back down and keep on going at it, so I could release it next. So I could release it that Wednesday. Speaking of chapters, when will fiction see an update? Oh man, I think someone accidentally released a V from the desk, so we don't know what's happening with that. Also, welcome Spartan. Welcome to the stream. But yes, I do have but yes, I do keep a time limit on these streams just so they're nice, short, sweet. I could go for hours if I wanted to. Most people don't have time to watch a several hour long podcast every week. Some people do. Honestly, I'm starting to turn into one of those people. But then it would. But where's the fun? I could just have the live stream go on as long as it takes to read the chapter. And that's not fun for anyone, so we gotta gamify it a little bit. Just give V another 3 years plus 2 weeks to finish planning out the sequel, and he'll resume writing soon. You know, you're not wrong, but I hate that you're right. I mean, look how long it got us to take to Canterlot. I have to say, I absolutely love this story. There needs to be more channels that make content like this again. Oh, 100%. There's like so few narrators. I mean, there are like there are several popular ones, but there's no really just chill ones doing it. I keep on running into some of them, and I'm like, oh, nice. Oh, I love this book. And I'll listen to it. And I'm like, I can't wait to listen to what they do next. And then they either never finish the story that I was on, or that was the last story they did, and then their channel's abandoned, which is sad. But I promise not to do that for a long while yet. I have so many other books to read. Like, I have the rest of Changeling of the Guard. I have Village Called Respite and its spin off stories. And then I have all of Idle spin off stories. I've done a couple on here, but I need to finish them. Like, I haven't even finished reading the second chapter. I haven't finished reading the second chapter of Idle Hooves Are the Devil's Tools because I did not expect it to have a second chapter. And it did, and I'm happy about that. I need to read that again because now I will get more of the context around that. Probably. Also, Across the Idleverse. I need to read that again because I read that before watching Spider-Verse, so I was kind of confused about a lot of things. Now I think I won't be. Who knows? I'm a very confused person. I know of just one that still uploads. Yeah, there are a couple that um I think Equestrian Narrator still does stuff. Although from what I heard they're no longer doing uh pony fan fictions. I could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I saw their channel update. Then you and then I'm certain Lost Narrator does something still. And no, Doompie doesn't, I don't believe. I think it's because he's in college now. I'm trying to think of all the other channels. Never mind, it's to No One and Nobody. And Fireheart Studios. Oh, okay, I'll have to check them out. Idle going to the ballet along with Celestia because Circe is performing in a youth production. I'll, I think Circe is performing in a youth production. Here's the mental image. Circe isn't one of them. They're doing like Swan Lake, but Circe is not like the main lead act. Any of the lead performer. She's just one of the rats. Because the rat energy, the chaos of the rat energy, is what Circe thrives on, and that's what what she would act as. One thing I'll miss is all the spin offs of our take on Canterlot Wedding because it was a mythical event. Oh, 100%. Although it's kind of funny that your take on the Canterlot Wedding was so uh, was so mythical and written in such character that everyone thought that that was the Canterlot chapter, which is fantastic. And which is why I'm going to be reading the Deathly Tired Princess on stream one of these days. Maybe once I catch up, if I ever catch up. Who knows? I think V still has a lead on me of 2 chapters written to my no chapters released so far. No, the mythical event of the whole wedding, it, it was there from the beginning. Because you can't write a story about a changeling being in the guard before the events of Canterlot Wedding and not have the entire build up being everyone uh, champing at the bit for, oh no, what's going to happen during the wedding chapter? By it being an unevent was always the plan. Fair enough. Uh, oh yeah, there's some lore reveals during some of the streams. Like I don't know if it's because I'm thick, probably, but the exterminator ponies, they revealed that they're an homage to Ghostbusters. Completely flew over my mind, and it took like 2 hours for him to reveal it to me that that was what it was, and I spent 2 hours trying to hemming and hawing like, what the heck is the pest pony supposed to be a reference to? It's probably just cackling at being cackling at my expense because of it. Because Canterlot Wedding is so important to MLP, I legitimately can't change it in any way that matters. I mean, people try, but then it's immediately spins off into an AU and becomes somewhat less compelling. Sometimes they can pull it off and make it more compelling, but oftentimes they can't make it as compelling. But then you slot Idol in perfectly to be a background character, mostly because you have Idol hanging out with characters we see once every 15 years. And we have no idea what shenanigans they're up against. Who gets Idol? Who gets a job in Manhattan as a Ghostbuster? Well, he would have to be a part of the Necromantic Guild. That's for sure. Would ghost hunting be under Necromantic Guild? Or would that be under a different guild entirely? Because we know that there is a Necromantic Guild. They raise all the skeletons to perform maintenance, especially in the sewer pipes. Go out, Cranky, grow Cranky Donkey, and chase that ass. That's kind of our. Never mind. Matilda, I'm coming. That was a fun one. The one that I had the most fun acting was, "We make houses out of you." Shining, please retain your composure. Oh, I don't know which one's my favorite scene from this story because they're all so good. But oh no, no, I can't. I'll have to think about that. The vendor marking illegal legal products as illegal because it sells better. Oh, that's another good one. Um, Bold popping rivets out of his armor uh, to intimidate a griffin, a la uh, the buff that one dude from Full Metal Alchemist. Classic. Yeah, it's such a good one. Oh, that's yeah. There, we need to have more shenanigans with the Idol Squad, which is why this one's kind of is one of my favorite chapters because Everfree everything's kind of just like, oh no, it's a survival situation up until they get out. Here, it's just kind of them hanging, the whole squad hanging out, not together, but you get scenes with each of them. That was this chapter. That was last stream. You bastard. I go back and reread that chapter, this chapter multiple times, just for that scene because it's so good. Oh no, you're right. The jail door not being locked the entire time, and then Moth Chaser finding out that Idol can return affections now. It's like, wait, you mean right now, right now? Which streams have 51 through 56? Oh, if you're looking for specific chaptered streams, I am so sorry. I stopped making them about chapter titles after 3 streams where I didn't read a single section of the chapter, and we just talked nonsense the entire time. Um, let's see, which one's 51? Hold on, let me get out my master list because I have to keep a master list because V refuses to. And so I had to make up all the numberings myself. Let's see, 51. Okay. So anything with like Discord in the title might give you the changing of the guard one. I believe Aftermath in the Still of Night. Uh, Aftermath and in the Still of the Night. Those are the last 2 streams that I did. Or no, uh, the 2 before last stream are those 2 chapters specifically, because last stream and this stream is all about chapter 55. No, chapter 54. Yeah, because this is Moonshine Down on Me. Guess I'll watch it all. Have fun with that. Oh, yeah, I can't forget about the Circe's chapter. That one's cute, especially her having a heart to heart with Pristine Grinds. Let me look. I have a playlist. Um, Let me see if I can help you narrow it down just slightly. I mean, you definitely can. I have them set up that way just so people can listen to them back to back without having. Because that was the most annoying thing when people would have like VODs. Not like this, but like for. Especially for Let's Plays, they would always have the newest one at the top, which, makes sense from a certain point of view. But if you wanted to listen to them, like, you couldn't just let it autoplay. You'd have to specifically be like, catch it before it switches to the next video so you could actually watch the next in the series. Gosh, that was so annoying. Let's see. Playlist. I guess it would be under content. Let's see. Where's my playlists? Come on. No, I don't want to edit. I want to see what's in it. Give. Give me. Wait, no. Actually, no. I think. Wait, is it. Hmm. Let's see. Wait a second. I think I'm missing a couple. I'll have to. Reading may happen. New Year's stream who dis. Gosh, I used to be so much more cleverer with my with my streaming titles. But yeah, I'll have to look through that later. Maybe clean it up a bit. Who knows? What was the last thing I read? I forgot already. Oh, yeah, I did go to the chapter break. That's nice. Now, here's a question for y'all. Should the other changelings have the changeling voice effect like Chrysalis does, but to a lesser extent? I mean, it would make sense because the having that low level like almost chittering in the background might be fun. Uh, but just being a lower level, like like you're actually hearing what their voices are when they're in their natural form. It just doesn't, and I could retroactively make it. It doesn't apply to Idol because this is from his perspective, and he doesn't hear that chittering. Oh yeah, the multiple hives. I would love if they confirmed that there were if in like the next generation that confirmed multiple hives for multiple different emotions. Even though they definitely won't do it, but it'd be fun if they did. It'd be super fun. Where is my screen? Hold on. I just realized the cap off my microphone fell off. So it might have been extra plosive for all y'all. My apologies. Sorry for the train wreck of me trying to find out where that fell off. Is it stuck under my chair? It's stuck under my chair. Get out. If Idol was a teenager in Sunset's world, I think he wouldn't end up as a teenager. I think he would. I think we've talked about it before. He would try and just like become a cop. He'd just be the traffic cop in Sunset's world. Oh, I might have to leave not to spoil myself. Oh no! Don't worry. It doesn't spoil too much because this is just kinda, if not. It's not so much spoilers. I guess it kinda is. Hmm. Gosh, you're making me want to work extra hard to make sure all these chapters are out so you can join us on stream. I mean, we could have a lazy stream where I don't read anything at all. It's definitely possible. We've done it before in the past. We repeat a lot, so you'll be all right to stick around. Yeah, uh, the way that I read is I have to constantly reread things multiple times. So if you were trying to listen for the story, it would not work at all. Multiple takes. Oh, you mean like you're actually story wise and not stream wise? Oh, that does suck because there's so many things that to talk about stream wise. Gosh, maybe I should just have. Wait, no, that doesn't work either because I have. If I were to edit, I would just have to listen through my edits in order to put it up there. Ah, dang. Just chalk it up as a spin off and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's true. We could chalk it up as a spin off. I mean, I'm definitely not getting through this chapter with an hour remaining on the clock because it's um it's a bit long. That's a lot of things. That's yeah. I might be able to get through these two chapter breaks. Definitely not this one. This is a long chapter. V, why do you have to give me such long chapters? You know, that works just fine. Changeling stuff is changeling stuff, and I'm an addict. I was hoping to write during my vacation, but family never gives me any free time while I'm visiting. I mean, that's fair. I always try and be like, oh, I can be so productive during vacation. And then you're so busy with vacation, you don't have time at either. An addict going through changeling content withdrawal. That is so true. Actually, you can help. Y'all can help me, cause we have a new voice in the chat. We have a new voice. We have to have someone come into the sound booth for a new voice, because we have a new changeling. Um. Oh, it is a mare. Oh, it's Eggmare. What would eggling what would eggling sound like? I forgot that eggling showed up so late. If Idol went got dragged to the human world, it probably would be due to him wanting to protect uh, Twilight. Probably on Celestia's orders, if not his own orders to help out the princesses. So he would probably try and be as covert as possible with being as conspicuous as you can be. Like he looks like he has the full Men in Black attire, and he just follows at a distance, but you can still see him in the background. Keep sunglasses, earpiece, the whole shebang, and he's there to be Twilight's bodyguard. That's what would happen to Idol. Yeah, Idol would either hide in plain sight or be so obvious that everyone just is like, well, that's just Idol for you. The thing is that since. Oh, wait, no. Body, Idol would just be. Idol would be going to like a different prep school. Idol was born middle aged. Oh, that's so funny. I love how you're like he's born middle aged, and the first chapter is like, yes, I was a prankster, even amongst my kind. I could definitely see Chrysalis's Hive being a military academy. So that's why you don't see Idol at all during the canon events uh, of Equestria Girls. And then Idol shows up in like that in the military academy attire, and he has to blend in, but it's just super obvious because he doesn't know how to act normal. And you could have a spin-off where it's Canterlot High versus this military academy. But no, he would be so inconspicuous because he would be older than Twilight by a significant margin. He might already be like graduated. Was Shining a graduate during friendship games? I never watched that movie, so I don't have it memorized. Uh, because they kind of like compress a lot of people's ages, but Twilight is at least 15 years younger than Idol is. Idol and Shining are roughly the same age. And I'm giving these very loose numbers because we know it's a decade in the time skip chapter. And her becoming Celestia's faithful student, I'm just basing off of like kindergarten ages. to be as like generous as possible. Uh, at the very uh, at the most or at the least, they are 15 years apart, if not more. If Twilight was more 10 ish, 10, 12 ish, because uh, CMC age, also her going into something other than like magic kindergarten, uh, more into like uh, secondary education at like high school kind of deal, then or like her graduating from elementary school into junior high school, her going into being Celestia School for Gifted Unicorns, then I could definitely see her being upwards of 20 years younger than Idol. Shining and Idol are not the same. Oh, fair enough. They kind of had the same vibe. I kind of figured Idol might be older, but not by much. Because we don't, he doesn't know, so how do we know? It's the Tri School games. Shining was like late teens, 20s at most when I met him, and he thought Idol was like 30. I mean, he, that's what Shining thinks Idol's like 30, but we all know that Idol is an old soul. So he could be 10 for all we know. And, and it's just how you carry yourself that determines your demeanor. And being in a place like Chrysalis's Hive, I imagine it's similar to like that meme of like me in my 20s versus like my grandpa when he was 20. Like it's just it's like yeah, kid versus a man. Yeah, Idol and Shiny are not the same age, but close enough. It's just Idol carries a much more mature demeanor uh, than Shining does. But you can still see those younger qualities eke out every so often as he finds other hobbies to fall in love with. Idol has the JoJo aging syndrome. For those who don't know what JoJo is, please, please explain. Is that just he's the age of whatever the plot demands? The manliest man you've ever met. I'm 15. Oh, yeah, that is definitely Idol and Shining's. Like, I can't imagine Idol being a similar age to Twilight. He just carries himself. I am legally not allowed to drive. Priorities of age. Shining scared to propose to Cadence. Idol doesn't take days off because he'll be bored. I mean, I'm like that now, and I'm only in my mid 20s, so I am a fairly old soul as well. I am told my mistake was starting from season one. Oh, for JoJo? JoJo's such a long series. Funny enough, not the longest anime series, but just stupid long. So that's the reason why I'm probably, or no, One Piece. I'm thinking of One Piece. Never mind. Forget everything I said. I know nothing about anime. I've watched like a handful of shows outside of Ghibli, and I haven't even watched all of Studio Ghibli's films either. No, longest series does not go to One Piece. There's a series that started in like the 40s or the 20s that's still ongoing today. Yeah, Idol doesn't want to take days off because, yeah, 100% days off to changelings are just considered sinful in general. It, they they literally like their worker song is "We work to earn the right to work to earn the right to work." That is the whole changeling culture in a nutshell. but yeah, so that's what my changeling, that's my idol uh, age gap theory. An idol theory. Thanks for listening. Is just idol's close enough to Shining, maybe a couple of years older, maybe a couple of years younger, depending. Idol doesn't know his own age, so we have nothing to bear it against, but they're similar enough considering how aghast Idol was with suggesting, or how aghast Idol was at when Shining suggested how old he was in general. So he's obviously younger than his mid 30s. That's why I say closer to mid 30s, or no, closer to like 20s, either early or late. You can take your pick. Shining's definitely on the younger end of that, probably late teens. Like if Shining just joining the military as early as he possibly could, which is such a Shining mood. And like being a couple years older than him, I could definitely see Idol being. But then that would just put a massive age gap between Idol and the main six. Because we don't know how old Idol is, but we kind of can figure out how old Twilight is. Because she's fairly young when she goes to take her test as to when she becomes a Celestia student. Very young, maybe either kindergarten to at the most elementary school. Like I mean, granted, big gap, but that's only like 7 years, give or take. So a 7 year deviant at either side, plus plus 10. So you have 15 to 17-year age gap between Twilight and uh, Twilight and Shining, or Twilight and Idol. 100%. Idol is probably in his 30s now. So yeah, mid third. So early to, yeah, definitely early to mid 20s when him and Shining meet up. I'm gonna have to rewatch all the chapters. It's been so long. Yeah, this is so one of the issues and benefits of narrating all these chapters is that you kind of accidentally memorize everything, or at least I do. So I can actually just pick off parts of stories from the top of my head. There have been multiple times in the servers like someone was like, "What chapter is this scene from?" And then I immediately is like, "It's this chapter." And I just posted in the chat. I am very good at memorizing random bull. Cadence, is that you? Please stop writing your Yowie fix. From Idol. Dearest Idol, no. So, yeah, there's quite an age gap. So, Shiny or Idol, if he was in the human world, he would either be a young adult at that time, definitely not part of the high school area, or at the very most a senior. because they just squash down all the ages so hard. Because like you have Snips and Snails in Canterlot High, they are definitely not high school age in the show. At least the show does not apply. Does not say that they're high schoolers. Apple, definitely the Crusaders are not high school age. So it all just kind of gets compressed. So at most, Idol would be at the very most, Idol would be a senior, most likely not a part of the school system at all. I mean, I that's why I switched over from Snips and Snails to the Crusaders because we definitely know the Crusaders are not high school age. I mean, they call it like Ponyville Elementary at one point, I think. High school's 12 to 18. What are you talking about? Because you have K through 6, 7 through 9, and then 10 through 12. That's a lot of years to be compressing into one high school. Granted, I was the oldest of my class, so I actually uh, so I'm, I don't know. It just feels weird. High school is 12 to 18. No, that doesn't sound right. Elementary is like, yeah, and elementary school like 10 or 11, I want to say. Doesn't high school start like age 14? Let's see. 15, 14. So in 2014, I would have been. Oh no, it'd have to be 2013 for the start of the school year. So 2013 plus 13 plus 7. No, that math doesn't. Oh no. 13 plus 3, so 16. 16. First grade starts at age 5? That's kindergarten. Grade 5? Well, no, you're right. They could be very young, so they're. No. Actually, that. Oh, so they start kindergarten at 4, be 5, and then they turn 5 into first grade. Okay, yeah, I could see maybe that happening. Parents starting their kids early. But that's still pretty early. That's what technically would have happened to me. So I started at kindergarten at age 5, and then I was 6 going into first grade. So yeah, I guess technically first grade's minimum 5, but then you have, and then you add on 9 years on top of that. So 14, yeah, 14. Yeah, 14. Yeah, I could definitely see 14 going into high school. 14, 15, give or take. No, it would have to be 15. Yeah? Yeah, my math feels right. Oh, oh, that's right. There's places that don't have middle school. Gosh, that's a lot of kids to pack in. A lot of kids from varying ages to pack into the same school. That honestly just sounds awful. Legitimately sounds awful. So, but yeah, I guess 7 to 12, grade 7 to 12. middle schools aren't really common outside of cities. Fair, but Canterlot is but we have to think about it. The setting of Equestria Girls is a very urban area. Like they have cars, traffic lights, paved roads, like the whole makings of a city. I think you can even see skyscrapers in the background, and they're close enough to Crystal Prep to be arch nemesis rivals. Urban, but it is huge. Uh, Urban but huge, but it's still city, so they would most likely have middle schools. So the earliest high schooler would probably be like 15, maybe 14, depending. Which honestly just puts it out of line for the Crusaders for me because I don't see them as any older than 12 at the most, just based on uh, their age range. Like you might be able to put snails at like older than that, but it'd kind of be a stretch because he might have just hit puberty early. But yeah, that's why I say it compresses their. It doesn't compress ages a lot, but just a little bit. So that's how a 12-year-old is getting into uh, high school rather than the middle school. So a 10 to 12 year olds is why I usually figure the Crusaders being at. Then you have possibility is that Canterlot Elementary is within walking distance. The thing is with Canterlot Elementary though, is that if that's the case, why are Snips and Snails and the Crusaders and a bunch of other young foals uh, in like attending classes at Canterlot High? They can't all be on like an accelerated program. And you could say, oh, maybe they're just there as like an after school program, and that could make sense for a couple of things. But no, we absolutely see them attending classes. And I think you can see them attending classes with Twilight in the gang. So, so yeah, that's why I say that it's probably not. Also, I'm just remembering, isn't the fall formal like mimicking prom? I'm not sure. I never attended school dances. Or is that homecoming? Idol's the local cop that everyone knows. 100%. He's the cop that everyone knows. Maybe he's even that traffic cop from the Vinyl Scratch Equestria Girls short. Yeah, 100% Idol is the crossing guard, who is weirdly competent. I jump in front of a train for you. Gosh, could you imagine Idol somehow winning an all expensive paid trip to like a historic railroad to see uh trains being like either manufactured or no, he either wins an all expensive paid trip to a factory that makes trains or a place that is uh or a museum where they run and maintain trains. Would this only increase his fear, or would he try and get out of it at every possible juncture? The cop who is just always right behind you when you need him, scaring the yay out of you. Mass produced demons. Gosh, wait until he sees them casting it. It's like you're making the demon. Yeah, you have to. The steel metallic molten blood runs through their veins. Gosh, have you seen a train come out of? Have you seen some of the casting parts of a locomotive come out of a mold? It is insane that it doesn't even look like a train anymore. It looks like just a hunk of metal with just spikes all over it. Ah, I've been assigned to hell. I knew it. Returns from the lands of AFK. Welcome from the lands of AFK. That is this whole stream is the land of AFK. But oh gosh, I have to see if I can find that picture cuz it is insane. Train casting risers attached. Ah, I can't find it. Because it is a very, very old photo. I've only seen it once. Playing a board game with Cersei in the CMC gets sucked into the game, but now in a jungle must wait till someone rolls a 5 or 8. Anyone know any good reading of Changeling fics other than this, other than the one on this channel? I mean, I've done a couple of spin-offs. You could listen to Idle Hooves Are the Devil's Tools. And, let's see. You could also listen to the first couple chapters of The Village Called Respite. That's Changeling fic as well. It's been a while since I've updated that one, so I apologize for any crappy audio quality. I will not be held hostage by a piece of cardboard. Begins literally eating the scenery. Gosh, if Idol was trapped in Jumanji, Idol would probably just be like, well, this is my life now, and could just continue on. And by the time someone releases him from the board, he's like he accidentally has his own kingdom that he rules to maintain order. He hates every second of it, but someone must do it. And so when he comes out, he's not all bedraggled. He's just literally like covered in like finery and whatnot. And then he's like, "Oh, thank goodness!" And he just like tears the whole thing off. That was getting awfully stuffy. And I go back to the way things were. Yeah, Idol, King of the Jungle. 100% he'd be the King of the Jungle. And of course, someone would have to snap his picture when he's dressed in all these fineries just before he manages to tear them all off. The and the essence of King Cucaracha grows even further. Idol somehow gets like pleas from the denizens of his kingdom, be like, where did you go?" With that Idol's luck, his subjects would find a way back to their king. Gosh, that'd be so. Idol just pops into the Jumanji board every once in a while, uh, to keep the kingdom running, because that's now because he's finally realizes that royalty is not an ascended position. You are literally at the service of all your subjects, and he can't help but enjoy that immensely. Oh my gosh, that's even better karma. He gets sent into the past and becomes the legend of King Cucaracha. by pure accident, because Jumanji's not a pocket dimension, it just sends you far flung into the past. Oh, that is beautiful. If he is actually King man, fanfic writer, zero keyboard. Anything to make Idol have a position of authority or more money. That there is there is no answer to that question other than yes. They never get the crown right. And then, gosh, yeah, you can take that so many fun ways. Although I think Idol would just absolutely love, after resisting positions of authority for so long, finally get shoved into it, only to find out, wait, I can be more subservient to the people below me? And I'm actually a servant to more people than I would be if I was just lower on the food chain? This is the best thing ever! I love Conan the Barbarian Idol becoming like him would be. That's an awesome idea. Absolutely. We'll explain why the ruins he casually strolled through responded to him. I mean, he was actually setting off every single trap in that temple. It's just, uh, I want to take a line from A Heist with Markiplier. All these traps are expected to kill someone who's running through. But if you casually stroll through them, they'll miss you every single time. The lore of Idol grows. All right, here's another AU Idol to add to the many versions of him in the server. I bought the tourist pass. Do you work at a bank? No, unfortunately, I am the bank. Gosh, so so now we have time travel idol, we have idol, uh, we have nowhere idol, or sorry, now here idol. Oh man, there's so many idols to pick from. I can't decide which one's my favorite. Rock idol is a good one. If hmm, I mean, I've I've always loved the theory that crystal ponies are just the predecessors for changelings, because they got trapped outside the Crystal Empire and were cut off from the heart. Because the Crystal Empire, it's all about emotions. So what happens if you rip out the heart of someone? It becomes kind of cold, hard, maybe a little bit rotten, kind of like the changelings. Might be a fantastic idea. Whose whole idea is to eat love because they cannot feel it for themselves. Possibly. that that's just my suggestion over here. Because the denizens of the Crystal Empire, it's an actual empire, but all we see is a city. Which, funny enough, there's actually a story that brings that up. It's called Ammonia, I want to say. It's by Starscribe. And it's about how the entirety of the Crystal Empire had fallen, except for the outpost of Zircon. and uh, that's what remains of the whole Crystal Empire. Is just that's not the Crystal Empire. That's just like one of the outposts of the Crystal Empire that used to cover the entirety of the Frozen North. My heart feels dead inside. It's cold and hard and petrified. Lock the doors and close the blinds. We're going for a ride. That implies he failed to protect her unless the fall takes place centuries later. And that's how them eating love becomes a thing out of desperation. Exactly. Yes, this is why I love this lore of the changelings. Either they were like them being cursed almost, either by getting cut off from the Crystal Empire, or them trying to escape Sombra and through Discord shenanigans, Discord curses them to being people that have full control over their emotions and are able to inspire emotions in others are now only able to feed off the emotions of others. Fling him back to the future before his fall. Uh, Timey-wimey shenanigans, you have to play them you have to play them by ear. King Cucaracha, 100% you could fling Idol to the past, and then he eventually finds his way back to the present, a la Jumanji. And then with the disappearance of the King Cucaracha, the whole kingdom falls without his leadership. And who knows, maybe the protection of the fire alicorn. That'd be interesting. Crystal Empire, you know, maybe not Princess Amore's protector. What if he's like, I know what role I must face, and he becomes Princess Amore? Oh no, that's just too easy. Flowing back to the future before its fall. Oh, that could be a thing. It would be such a dramatic moment too, as he's trying to save Amore from the uprising by Sombra, and then before he can actually pull it off, his friends drag him back to the future, as he's like, "No!" And then through changeling shenanigans, he manages to save Princess Cadenza, leaves her with a loving family, and the time travel spell takes place further, so that way he can actually come back to the future, to the proper future. You fool! I'm you! Oh man. Sombra being idle. Oh, Idol would be so pissed that he even consider going down that road. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to play around with this. I always prefer, and that's why before Idol actually officially goes to the Crystal Empire, I'm like, if Idol could repair his connection with the Crystal Heart, he he actually repairs his soul, and so he's no longer a changeling or a changedling. He actually can become a proper crystal pony again. Because just because he's several generations removed doesn't mean the curse isn't still active. So he's a crystal horse at heart. You are a tool. Someone had to be. I cannot find fault in this logic. Sombra is such a tool. That's so funny. Idle due to timey-wimey shenanigans being a key part in over 80% of this world's history. It would be hilarious, and he would hate every single second of it. Because he does not want to be in charge, but everyone keeps forcing him to be in charge. I think I'm supposed to do something. Do you ever have that feeling that you forget that you're supposed to be doing something? I know it's not reading. I I have a genuine feeling that I should be doing something, that I am forgetting something that I need to get done today, and I cannot. So I need someone to watch over the world after the show ends. I do not do meta commentary, Your Holiness. Wait, so you're my oh so many great grandfather, Princess Amore? Whomever invented this time travel spell is so getting arrested. Yes. Ooh. Oh, here's another idea. What if crystal ponies, instead of like having a having like actual like live birth, since they're just actual crystal, what if the parents carve uh their foal out of a crystal, and the crystalling is actually them just actually like bringing uh putting some life energy into the crystal and like bringing it to life fully. Ooh, that would be an interesting thing. Because then it would even have more connotations with the changeling, where they hatch out of eggs. you have to have a you have to have a crystal filled with the love of both the parents, and then they lovingly carve out uh, through fate, destiny, a horse of of their child, because they're crystal, they're fully crystal. So how do they have live birth? Idol just goes along with this and becomes sort of a ghost of past mistakes. Note, I said mother, not father. Grandfather, but yes, it's a way awkward enough. So, Luna, so Katie can call you daddy. Stop. Cease. Away with ye. Luna, especially, would have so much fun at with that. Katie, definitely more fun. I she'd be it'd be more ribbing, but Luna is just much more of a prankster. Didn't Luna believe Idol was the father, or am I confusing it with this different story? Um, no, uh, she didn't believe Idol was the father. She thought, she definitely thought that Celestia was the mother, but she also pranked Idol with being like, and I do allow you to date my sister. Wait, what? Yeah, just have to put on some leg extensions, and you'll have to fight her to keep her hooves off of you. Tall, dark unicorns. Tall, dark, and mysterious. That's what Celestia loves. Another idol clone for the world, Crystal Pony. Exactly. Luna assumed Celestia was Caden's mother, but never presumed Idol as the father. 100%. Uh, y'all seen that famous fandom pic? There's so many famous fandom pics. You have to. Uh, is it the. Uh, let's see. Since we were talking about Cadence, is it the beautiful bride and the butt ugly groom meme, or is there a different famous fandom pic? If you can describe it, that would be very helpful, even if you only need like one word. The one Vidric based the scene off of. Which scene? No, I don't think so. Haha, yes, a funny joke. I would. A funny joke. I would not actually presume my sister would prefer such a stallion. No, of course not. 'Tis all in a jest. The one we were just talking about. Hey, yeah, you have to know my mind is so scattered. It's as scattered as there are as many idol spin-offs. It's also Chrysalis Anus. Uh, where Chrysalis is small next to and uses leg extensions. Oh, I have seen that one. That's a funny one. Chrysalis with the Mechalus suit. Yeah, that one was pretty good. A small queen, 100%. Is that the famous? Oh, posting in the Discord. Thank goodness. I, as much as I think you would enjoy me grasping at straws for the next half hour, I think we could theorize about so many other timelines. Hast thou forgotten thine own preventative spell speeches, O hypocritical sister of mine? And who is thy sire? Oh, yes, I have seen this one. That's such a good one. Idle hooves as iron hooves. I don't see Idle as. Okay, so I actually could see Idle as Iron Man. It would just it would just be in a different version because he doesn't have the Playboy mask that Tony does. Because Tony, 100% is a gearhead uh, down to his core. He can't help himself from building, inventing, and whatnot. Uh, but I could definitely see him hunkering down into a project and making something like that. He just doesn't have the confidence to pull off like the Stark Expo mask that is kind of required for Iron Man as well. He has to spend his yes sized bank account somehow. He's not a gearhead, he's not a playboy, but he's super dedicated, so he could potentially become a gearhead. He's just not one in the current canon. He's honestly more Spider-Man. I can't remember. Is it confirmed in the story that Idol can just scale solid surfaces like a mountain goat? Sheer surfaces. He's more like Spider Man, and Spider Man when the writers don't like him. Idol casually picking up Mjolnir and setting it aside with no comment. He's got wall crawling. I thought that was. I couldn't remember whether or not that was confirmed in this fic or not. Because it was alluded to. But he never uses it. He probably never has a reason to use it. But I would love if one of these days he's just up on the ceiling, like repairing like a light fixture or something. Someone comes in and is like, "Huh, I could have sworn he was in here." Oh, and he just speaks from the ceiling. Yes, I am here. You ponies never look up. And then they're like, what the fuck, Idle? You can't scare me like that. Spider hoofs, does whatever a spider hoof does. I I could kind of see Idle as a spider main concept. It's just it's just he doesn't have like all the quips that Spider-Man has at his disposal. Like he can quip, but it's kind of in the sense of he doesn't joke often, but when he does have one, it's always a zinger. Would they think he got replaced if he revealed to be a changeling? Hmm. Probably not. Like with most idol hosts reveal, it's like, oh, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Idol would play a villain to support the hero. Idol, oh gosh, Idol definitely would love to play as. It would definitely like to play a working version of how Discord is just I'm there to just help you along your journey by making you stronger because you need an antagonist. Every hero needs a good villain after all, and I'll provide as many as I can. Wrestling, faking the punches, and then getting carted off to jail at the end of the episode. Only for him to break out the next time with an even more dastardly plot. I definitely can't see Idol as Kane. I would see Idol more as Kinger. If we had to choose him to be one of the characters in Digital Circus, it would have to be Kinger. That's Idol as Discord. Yeah, 100%. Idol. Uh, if Idol's orders was to uh, prepare for war, yes, he would build up the guard, but then he would also become a villain in order to actually give them combat experience. Or no, he might maybe not give them combat experience, but to give them confidence in their competency because they need to be competent. They already are competent, they're just not confident in their skills. And uh, and hesitation on the battlefield a death sentence. So he would be there to invoke the confidence in their abilities, especially for the main characters. But he definitely would not go about like accidentally releasing actual main villains. Maybe at the most he might, but they would be extremely restricted, and he would throw in some excuse uh, like him not being powerful enough to bring them back fully. Changelings would make perfect iterators. Ignore my Rain World obsession talking there. I don't know too much about Rain World. I'm sorry. The only video I've ever seen is when Spiff did it. Then once the job is done, he pulls a Megamind and drops off the public light. Yeah, he just disappears off the face of the earth. There it is, my old Schulhouse. I think I'm remembering if it's the right Rain World. Hold on. Let me look. Hold on. Um, Spiff Rain World. Oh yeah, he did Rain World. He has several hour-long videos of Rain World. 6 VODs. Gosh, the first part is 5 hours? I have a lot of catching up to do. The fifth video down is Rain World is a masterclass in bullshit. I don't know. I thought the story was fun. I know of Rain World. I've seen people play through Rain World. I don't know much about Rain World myself. So yeah, the author says you and I have to fight because you're me and I am you or something. But no. It's you do you and I'll do me and we won't do each other. Probably. But that I something flashed on my screen. It's I need to find out what that's for. Probably not important. Might be later. This could be a mouse kit tool we could use later. Gosh, my brain is so fried today. Conversations to have unknown. But yeah, there's how many spin-offs of Idol did we do in this stream alone? Like 4. Idle Hooves and Idle 1.5. Oh my god. Oh no. Idle Hooves and Idle Hooves 1/2. Did I read that right the first time? And it was like Lion King thing? Or is this a reference to something else that I don't know? I never know. Oh, that's adorable. I need to send that to other people. Where did all the other people go? Boop. And I shall also send it to here. Yeah. I will say, I am. Uh, oh, your message never appeared? Explaining Rain World? Ooh! Yeah, if you put a link in a message, it won't get sent through. Put it in the Discord under live stream related chat, and I'll be able to find it super easy, barely an inconvenience later on. Yeah. So yeah, just a reminder, if you have pictures or videos or memes, the finest of memes, put it in the chat, the live stream chat on the Discord, because I won't be able to see it otherwise. Because YouTube be lame like that. He didn't change. Male and female changelings have the same model for the show. You just said you don't do meta. You just said you don't do meta. What other animes could we drop Idol into? I know we dropped him into Sailor Moon at one point. We've also dropped him into My Hero, which I need to watch My Hero in order to get half the jokes that happen to Aduru, if that's how you even pronounce Idol's name in that commentary. Um, we've even kind of done Sword Art Online with this whole Jumanji talk. Ooh, we could do like Spy Kids 3 Game Over. That'd be a fun one. They do the whole give female eyelashes for the ponies to tell the difference. In regards to being Katie's ancestor, for the love of all the stop signs in Equestria, cease and desist. But it's like 2 or 3 per eye, 100%. Catch on to Kayaba. I can't remember how to pronounce that name. Heathcliff. I remember Heathcliff. The only good Heathcliff is the Garfield knockoff. Now I could totally imagine Idol. Okay, so as part of his persona as the chocolatier, which bear in mind, he's just an actual chocolatier, but everyone thinks he's a super spy. He gets captured by Smile in order to infiltrate the game to take out the toy maker. And the entire time he's trying to explain that he's just a chocolate maker. They're like, yes, we've seen the credits of your work and they are exquisite. You are perfect for this job. As they put him into Spy Kids 3 Game Over. Let's combine multiple things into once. Smile is just not listening to him at all. Because they're like, we can't let someone with this skill set. We have to use someone with this kind of skill set. And Idol just kind of goes along with it while trying to explain himself. No one actually listens to him the entire time. I will need to. Rain World Review will not survive. I will have to check that out. 100%. Oh, we have a new person in the chat. Welcome to the Mad House at Karmic Dream. Alright, everyone, get him. Get him. He actually gets it done. Oh, of course he actually gets it done. But it's just completely through happenstance. And thus his persona as the chocolatier only grows. Yeah, I think when I made those invites in the, uh, I think when I made those invites, they were, uh, I made them permanent links. That way I didn't have to remember to update them every week because I'm lazy. And is Karmic Dream like your second account that you used? Okay. I was half convinced that Karmic Dream was your second was your second Discord account, Karma. Oh man. Glad to have another face. New person, new fresh meat. Get him. We need the welcoming party here. Stat. But yeah, so much fun to be had. Ah, 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 ah. Just joking. Lazy guys on a second account just for those fresh food pellets. Oh man. Oh gosh. So, actually, would Idol as the chocolatier be the one in Game Over? Or would he be Junie? And if he's not the one, who is the one? Is the one like an NPC? Is the one like someone sends in that's like the actual like 007 equivalent? And he just gets absolutely rocked by the game. Uh, or so I think Idol would be Junie, and then the one being just a 007 character, just calling himself the one. It's double O. It's it's not 007. It's 000. Oh, and I, Idol ends up completely outshining him. Oh, you have to. Although I don't think it would be. I don't think if Idol was the main character in Game Over, I don't think it would end up as wholesome with I forgive you, Toy Maker. Game over. Because would the Toy Maker have any connection to Idol whatsoever, or would Idol just happen to have be in the party of someone who does have personal connection with the Toy Maker, and through shenanigans gets them to stop? Idol still gets credited with the whole thing, and and then Idol gets credit with the whole thing, and his status as the chocolatier goes forward. And then, in order to sneak him back out of the facility, the Smile agents like pretty much knock him unconscious, and then he just wakes up in his bed. So he just thinks it was a really vivid dream, which is weird for him because he doesn't have those, at least to such a fantastical degree. Thinks nothing of it, and then just continues on being the chocolatier. Hey, Bob. Hey, Ron. That hurt. Oh, man. Well, it was fun hanging out with y'all. I am going to end stream here for today, and I'll get started on editing the next chapter. So that way. Oh, question. We have a question. A question from the Seth in the back. What be your question? Do you want to change your fate? You have question. You need to ask question. Or are you just making a statement of question? Also have she just smiled. Knew Idol was just a normal chocolatier, but decided to just keep using him since he did good work. Oh, I can't remember. I just remember he was. No, I think what happened was even Smile was fooled, and since Idol was like in such close connection with the princesses, because after he retired from being a guard, he became a chocolate maker because how else to share his taste of sugar than with all the foals of Equestria? So through his connections with the crown, they're like, oh, so he is an absolute. He's like close confidant with the princess. Everyone's completely out of the loop, And I think uh, only Celestia and Luna and Cadence knows, and they just keep Idle in the dark because they want to see how long they can keep this up. It would be the ultimate prank, a prank against their own intelligence agency, the smartest people in Equestria, and they can't figure out that this is a normal pony. But yeah, I can't promise when the next chapter will be out. I can just promise I am currently working on the next chapter. A random smile agent walking up to Chocolatier Idol, giving a report before walking off. Ooh, that could work. Even better is if the report that the smile agent gives Idol is disguised um as like something that's related to like chocolate making, either like like something that Idol would actually know because he's perfected like the chocolate business. And so when he gives like either the code word back or he just dismisses the report entirely as, "Ooh, I got to try that chocolate recipe next." Or he just gives another code word for like a handoff by complete accident, kind of like almost kind of like Cars 2. It's like, "Oh, that means it's air cooled." It's like, if you're having a secret code word, why are you having it be true facts that anyone could know? And that's how Smile keeps on falling into the trap that Idol knows nothing. He knows less than nothing, and he becomes a particularly like well established like dead drop location because everyone knows that uh, that he's the best of the best, and he just happens to know all the code words, so people just keep giving him stuff, and people keep on asking for things, and people just keep picking it up from the back, and it just keeps going. The caramel is always chocolate idol. Reply to the apparent candy question. The caramel is always chocolate. Idol's reply to the apparent candy question. Gosh, that'd be so funny. Or yeah, just him accidentally knowing code words because they keep on doing it in terms that he would actually know would just be so funny. So he just keeps getting wrapped up in these things completely by accident, and he doesn't even know a thing is actually going on at all. That'd be the best. That'd be the best way to play the idol being the chocolatier. It would also have to be from someone else's perspective other than idol, because they're like, "Ooh, this guy's good." And then every once in a while, you just like cut back to Idol's perspective, and it's like, "It was a good day today. Had a bunch of people ask me weird questions, but hey, I'm always happy to give out knowledge to those who seek it out." Smile's greatest asset, and also Idol completely oblivious. Yes, that is 100% Idol, and they know he's their greatest asset, and he has no idea who they even are. Glorious. I love playing around with all these different idol hooves. Anyway, I better get going. I'm going to go grab some lunch, and then I'm going to get started on editing the next chapter, which I'm I'm almost done. I know the chocolatier, the head of Smile, does not know he's the head of Isle. Actually, I think Luna would be the head of Smile, and that's why they think he's just like the best of the best because he's such close friends with Luna. And this is all an elaborate prank by Luna. no one would even get close to Idle enough to interrogate him. Because through pure happenstance, he keeps on dodging or getting out of all everyone's ways to try and capture him the entire time. That 100%. Anyway, it was nice talking to y'all. Welcome, sub, to the streaming community. Hopefully, we can catch up on chapters soon, so that way you can join us while we read. This is peak cinema. Oh, wait until you listen to the other live streams, especially the one where we go deep into that to the '80s cartoon, the '80s action show with Officer Friendly and the friendly core. That's what needs to happen. Oh, before I go, you're hitting me with a one more thing. What are we, Midwestern? Do I have to slap my knees and go, "Welp," as I stand up? But go ahead, shoot. I shall wait around for a little bit longer. Looking at some of the first chapters on how uh, King Cucaracha, and one of them has over 29,000 views. Oh, that's funny. Nice. That's great. Looking at the first chapters on how to spell King Coca. uh, yeah. Are you asking about one of my stories, or is that King Cucaracha story? I I don't know. Is is that autocorrect being everyone's nemesis? Because it certainly is mine. The amount of times that I've had to correct something from autocorrecting MLP to mop, and I'm like, why would I be trying to send mop in this instance? Oh, how to spell King Cucaracha? Um, I believe it is spelled Cucaracha. Maybe the first C is spelled with a K. I can't remember. It should be in either. It should be in spin-offs at some point, because I know we did a whole. Everyone did a whole thing a while ago. That's the actual spell. Hold on. Let me use my Discord wizard skills real quick. Hold on. My wizards. Hold on. Me wizard skills. Um. Oh, so how people spell cucaracha? Kookaracha. So it's just kook aracha. Idle is a damn fun playground. Oh, 100%. But I didn't want her naming him King Cockroach. Is that how cucaracha is? Does that what cucaracha means? Uh, oh, honestly, I've I've never seen that definition before, but now that I see it, it makes complete sense. Any hoozles. But yeah, that's how you spell cucaracha. Um, Daring Do and the Return of King Cucaracha. Kate Daring Do and the Cumbersome Crown. Daring Do and the Crown of Ascension. Yeah. is Spanish for roach. Oh, that makes so much more sense. And I know exactly how to say that they have roaches. Or now I can actually kind of hear what people are talking about when I'm out for roach treatments when they say cucaracha. It's a semi-specious changeling joke. I mean, fair. If you see a giant bug pony, what's your what's the first thing you're going to say is like that shit. I don't know what it is. It just caught on fire and then flew away. it it burst on fire and it flew away. Or people didn't know how to, or because we're tying this back into Idol, going back in time and being the original King Cucaracha by complete accident. It's a joke that he brought back. So it used to mean something else, got turned into the meaning of cockroach centuries later. For a king that like never died, they're like, oh yeah, it's just like a cockroach, and that's how it got turned into cucaracha, different spelling, and so now it's just. Yeah, Daring would absolutely change after finding out changeling exists. Except changelings love it. Oh man. An AU who where Idol is an exterminator, Idol would have to be very careful because lots of exterminator chemicals would just work on him as well. He'd just be in a full hazmat suit the entire time. I'm coming in. Oh, right. Sorry, I'm coming in. I don't know why I didn't think, oh, yeah, putting my microphone off to the side would not affect audio quality in any way, shape, or form. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Probably. um, yeah, so now I'm not muffled. Thank you for telling me about that. uh, Idol, who's an exterminator, I honestly don't see it as an exterminator myself. Um, Anyways, I have a new favorite term. Aw, thank you. I much appreciate my my ramblings and my funny voices. I can sometimes do on command. It can be entertaining for all y'all. An idol who's you Hoover. We can't just replace everything with hoof. I think someone did make like a joke about what YouTube would be in an equestrian concept. I can't remember what it was. If I can find it, the picture, I will post it. Okay, what will I call it? Uh, I'm just saying there's more money on Only Bats. Yes, Only Bats was one of them. Uh, Preen Hub being another one. Uh, MLP version of YouTube. Come on, there's got to be like a Reddit thread somewhere or a picture. Please just give me a picture. If I can find it, I will post it. That is all I will say because I remember seeing it once years ago, and I don't know where it would be now. PoneTube? Maybe PoneTube. Ponyo. Ponyo if it's a Vimeo. Oh man. Then why are you inviting Then why are you inviting me, Moth Chaser, if it's for bats only? Um, variety? Man, so Idle is such Idle is just such a fun playground to have. Honestly, if I had enough money to throw out a license plate, I would definitely love to just get Changeling of the Guard as a license plate to see how many people know what that is. Just as like a meme. Wouldn't keep it forever, but it'd be really funny. Number New number one only bat streamer, Idle Hooves. Well, yeah. Thanks, but yeah, I. Gosh, could you imagine? Like, if any of y'all meet me at. So, actually, here's a thing. Here's a thing that I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of posting the back of my con outfit, or maybe the front of my con outfit, with my face blocked out, and somewhat. And when I go to Everfree next month, y'all can see if you can find Where's Equi. We can all play Where's Equi together. I'm fine with having my face on the internet, but I want to make y'all work for it first. But yeah, that is something that's going to be much deeper in the future. Well, I guess it can't be much deeper since the con's only a month away. But if anyone's we're alive without pensive, the call went out like an hour ago, or it went out 2 hours ago. Where have you been? Also, welcome, pensive. Sometimes YouTube just eats posts if they have a word in it that they don't like. I don't even know what all the words are. I've turned moderation off, honestly, unless someone forces me to turn it back on. So it shouldn't be, but it still is. Don't know why. If possible, one year we should try and coordinate something. Oh, 100%. Gosh, Karma, and Drake all just get together for a convention and we just have like a little get together like yeah. Show up in the game room and we can just play like Buck Legacy together or something, which is like a D&D card game which I think y'all would really enjoy. Been catching up on sleep? Oh, understandable. Completely understandable. Honestly, I was doing that too on Friday. I slept the entire day. Could have been doing anything else, but I slept most of the day. But funny enough, that was when I got most of the work done on this new chapter because I had to wait for my car to get fixed. And so I just sat in the dealership on this computer. Thankfully it's all a laptop, so I was able to do something. And then we just and then I just got like half of it done before the battery died on me, and now I'm able to finish up the rest of it. Had a random thought of Idol in One Piece, and the character is so simple. I would have been Gold D Roger. I Gold Roger. I don't know enough about One Piece to get the reference. Well, I guess we'll just have to binge watch One Piece now in order to understand what's happening. Also, congratulations on getting a new apartment door. Oh, literally the whole guy who sets the whole show off because he's so stupidly wealthy. Oh, is he the guy in charge for the One Piece thing? He's like, oh, is he Forrest Fenn? Is he Forrest Fenn but in anime form? If y'all don't know about Forrest Fenn, fantastic story that my friend introduced me to like almost a decade ago. And we were like, oh man, we should really go and search for Forrest Fenn's treasure. He's the guy who literally said, he is Forrest Fenn anime person. So, Forrest Fenn hid several $1 million in gold somewhere in the US, posted a poem that told exactly where he put it, and he just said, go find it. Someone actually found it a couple years ago, and I'm so mad because he didn't post where he found the treasure. I'm fine not getting a look at the treasure, but I'm livid that the location uh, of Forrest Fenn's treasure will only be known to two people: the guy that found it and the guy who buried it. Give us the answer to the riddle. Show where people went wrong. But oh man, it's such an interesting treasure hunt too. Honestly, I wouldn't say anything either because then it's easier to look at cameras on who entered and left. Well, no, it's out in the wilderness. Like, it's literally out in like the people theorize out in the Rockies somewhere. So you don't need to know who entered and left. Also, if it's in a park that has cameras on who entered and left, there's millions of the like, especially if it's somewhere in Yellowstone. There's no way you're tracking one dude who found it out of all those people entering and leaving the area because y'all have no idea to who isn't a local. If it's in a forested area, no one's local to those. Like Forrest Fenn specifically made his treasure, uh, like if it's say found him maybe. I well, we know that the state that the guy lives in is somewhere in New is. He stated that he's a New Yorker that found it, so everyone knows he's not local. And but like other than that, like there's no. It's not in a place where cameras are. Like it just can't be because the whole thing about Forrest Fenn's treasure was that he hid it somewhere out in the wilderness to share his love for the wilderness. Oh yeah, but people have been searching for Forrest Fenn's treasure for decades, and Forrest Fenn's only posted one thing ever, and it was basically to troll the whole community, and it's like one of you were within 2 feet of it. That's the only hint he's given throughout the entire treasure hunt. And what is someone was within 2 feet of this treasure, and gosh, I'd be so mad because no one knows except for the person that found it and the person that buried it. And I would just love to see who got closest. Yeah, all that people know is that they've narrowed it down to the Rockies somewhere, and most likely in western Yellowstone somewhere. Possibly, but not everyone. But that's what the general consensus is. It's like getting winning numbers and being one off. Yes, exactly. Like it would be so frustrating. Uh, maybe that's why he's like. Maybe that's why they didn't tell us. Like, just so no one can narrow down who was the person that was the closest to that area, and just be him being so pissed that he didn't find the treasure. Who knows? Maybe it was the guy who did find the treasure that was 1 foot off. I could definitely see that being the case, but other than that, I don't see a reason for anyone else being able to find anything based off of a picture of where, or based off of a geo pin at some point. No idea what's going on anymore. We're talking about a real life treasure hunt that happened. That actually concluded a couple years ago. Very interesting. If you want to read more, look up Forest Fenn's treasure. Fantastic, fantastic story about someone who just hid over $1 million in gold and rare archaeological stuff in the woods somewhere, and it's like, if you find it, it's yours. Not knowing where it was after the fact annoys me on so many levels. Exactly, exactly. Oh my gosh. Anyway, uh, anyway, I'm going to peace out now, or else this stream will just go on so long. I've ran out of water an hour ago, so I'm going to go refill that. Anyway, I will see you hopefully next week, and we will catch up more on there, and we will have a good time about it. Um, he just gave one hint before this. My treasure is mine for the taking. You will find it in one piece. Oh, interesting. My treasure is yours for the taking. You will find it in one piece. Oh, that is a hard clue. I just got here. Well, you have to you know when the stream's going to happen. It's going to be 10 to 12 mountain time. You gotta show up where it is. Maybe I'll have some later on, and we always have the New Year's stream to look forward to. 4 hours of fun and more fun, and possibly drunkenness. Who knows? Anyway, catch y'all later. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.